Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to BSV TV, the show where we'll be defending the one and only, truly genuine Bitcoin. The Bitcoin that Satoshi Nakamoto designed in his white paper as a peer-to-peer electronic cash system for the world. Let's get the disclaimers out of the way. So all the statements that you hear on this show are opinion and must only ever be taken as opinion. They are never to be taken as any form of advice, family, financial, sexual or otherwise. And on that note, let's sit back, relax, have some fun and enjoy the show.
Yeah, I'm not surprised I wasn't asked why I'm convinced Craig is Satoshi. I posted on Reddit. He signed in my presence using the private key from block number one, the very first mined Bitcoin block. On a computer that I'm convinced had not been tampered with, on software I'm convinced that had not been tampered with, a message of my choosing.
At Enchain, we've just funded a number of universities doing, so far, a test up to 1 gigabyte because it validates what we've already done independently. We've tested up to 380 gigabyte blocks. We've tested 1 million transactions a second and transaction sizes up to 20 megabytes. Super complex scripts. Basically ones that can run operating systems. That's basically all of global commerce times about 50. On top of that, we can have complex scripts. On top of that, with payment channels between that, we can scale each of those transactions 1,000 times, which effectively means about 1 billion transactions per second, which means we can then have all derivatives, all complex trades. That means high frequency trading. It means everything that happens globally.
Is the market that effectively BSV is going for, is that global e-commerce, which is currently valued at $29 trillion?
No, that's too small.
Buy and sell Bitcoin instantly at bsvgravity.com. And you can now book and pay for your winter holiday at skibsv.com. Bitcoin
is not for
selling. Good afternoon, everyone. I think we are live. Yeah, just checking the analytics, looking good. I just had to go over this. Check this out. Right in front of our faces, we have got Bitcoin with 2.6% of the hash rate, Bcrash with 1.1, and Coolcoin with 96.3. But check this out. So even though Bitcoin has got 2.6% of the hash rate, which is more than Bcrash, check out the mining profitability on the network. If we just scroll down here, look at this. So despite having almost more than double the hash rate that Bcrash has got, it's 7% more profitable to mine on Coolcoin than it is on Bcrash. Like, there is no coming back from this. What are they going to do? Like, yeah, are the miners going to reduce their hash rate further to make it more profitable to mine on it? That's the only way they can make it more profitable is by actually reducing the hash rate to make it less competitive. But they've only got like 1.1% of the hash rate. This is the beginning of the end. Which is, well, like we knew it was coming, you know, but it's this slow kind of like tidal wave that's just surging forward on Bitcoin as a result of the volume of the transactions on the network. I mean, it's looking absolutely fantastic. Like, I love looking at this. Like, every day gets me excited. Let's just have a look. Let's just have a quick look at the miners, see what they're doing. Here we go. Yeah. So and there's still a lot of competition left on the network in the form of these other mining pools just slowly working it, you know, making them you know, I don't quite know how it's being done, but I'm guessing it's to do with the volume of transactions on the network, the cost of the transactions on the network, the profitability of the mining on the network, and manipulating how much hash rate is on each. Because we can see, look, other mining pools are still on Bcrash, but I mean, if other mining pools were to reduce their mining even further on BSV, it would be even more profitable, which would attract even more miners over onto the network, which is pretty exciting, really. Let's see if I can get CoinDance to just hold themselves up. So it's currently 20,000 times more profitable to transact on Bitcoin than it is on that core coin. That's a complete and utter shambles. Well, it's a centralized piece of crap, basically. It has no fundamental value whatsoever. The moment money becomes centrally controlled, it becomes utterly worthless. It's literally, it almost like becomes a security. You know, it's kind of scary if you're holding that. And again, this is why Satoshi set the Tulip Trust up as an insurance policy, because he had to step away from the project. Yeah, so brilliant. Love what I'm seeing there. Haven't really got too much to report on today because it took me a while just to get up and running. But I thought this article was quite interesting. This was from CoinGeek. So it says here, Ripple shells out 15 million for MoneyGram market development fees. I mean, literally, they are literally, I just can't think of another word to use for what it is that they're doing to the XRP army. But a part of me thinks, well, I just think they deserve it because, you know, their attitude just absolutely stinks. So it says here, in what continues to be an odd strategic partnership, Ripple paid MoneyGram a total of $15.1 million in the second quarter of 2020. According to MoneyGram's Quarter 2 2020 report, Ripple shelled out $15.1 million in XRP. However, this amount was offset by transaction and trading expenses of $6.3 million, leaving MoneyGram with a profit of $8.8 million from Ripple. Not bad. MoneyGram receives the payout according to how much volume they transfer over Ripple's on-demand liquidity platform each month. That being said, the $15.1 million Ripple paid MoneyGram this past quarter is $1.5 million less than the $16.6 million that they paid MoneyGram in quarter 1 2020. In total, Ripple has paid MoneyGram $43 million to provide liquidity for its ODL network. Jeepers, like literally, you know, sands slipping through the fingers. I mean, they are bleeding out badly. It's crackers. In 2019, a MoneyGram spokesman was quoted by the block as saying the company sells the XRP that it receives each quarter as soon as it comes in. This goes to show that even Ripple's business partner knows that the XRP digital currency is worthless. Oh, dear, oh dear. Why? Because there is zero development taking place on XRP. Well, it's a centralized pre-mined blockchain. You can't have any development on it. It's a cross-border remittance service. Nothing else. Nothing is meant to be built on it. So you're not investing in anything. Literally, it's pure hopium. Pure hopium, misguided by the fact that they say, oh, you know, it's backed by the banks. You know, oh dear, oh dear. And Ripple does not have any revenue-generating branches for the company. Even when it comes to Ripple's business partners who are supposed to help the company generate revenue, you see that Ripple pays their partners to use their platform and that they aren't actually receiving any revenue from their partnerships. Oh, I mean, if you are part of the XRP army and you're reading this, I mean, part of me just thinks that like they would just hear this and just sort of shrug their shoulders. No, I don't really understand this. It's backed by the banks. Yeah, it's never going to fail. That's literally it. They're utterly blinded by their misguided belief. You know, they can't really see past the end of their noses. Here's a fun quote from CEO of Ripple. Brad Garlinghouse clarified, we would not be profitable or cash flow positive without selling XRP. I think I've said that. We have now. Dumping XRP on you is how Ripple stays alive. Oh dear. I mean, I have tried to explain it, to them. The XRP army literally just won't have it. It's just like, fair enough. I don't know how else to tell you. Even Ripple sells XRP every quarter. Earlier this year, Ripple CEO Brad Garlinghouse told the Financial Times that Ripple would not be profitable or cash flow positive without selling XRP. Ripple is a sinking ship. Unlike Bitcoin, Ripple has no utility and no value creation is taking place within the XRP ecosystem. Ripple is a sinking ship that is only staying afloat, cash flow positive, because they regularly dump millions of dollars worth of XRP on the market. And people buy. I mean, they should not be allowed to do this. Like, it is a complete scam. Although their market sales are keeping the company alive for the time being, Ripple's money will run out one day, and the company will be left without any revenue streams. So here we've got the core coin chief strategy officer. Actually, I mean, he's meant to be a strategy officer, obviously clueless about the value of money, saying Blockstream totally controls it. And people like what's his name, Max Kaiser, like scoffing at, going, "Oh yeah, I mean, honestly, it's an absolute shit show. This market. What's going to happen to people? I genuinely fear for them. Actually, if I'm honest. And check this article. I found this one. I mean, the reason I'm laughing is I just cannot believe. Honestly, I cannot believe the people that have been around for this long still don't get it. Now look at these cheeky buggers. Look, they haven't even listed the genuine Bitcoin on there. Cheeky buggers. They'll get what's coming to them. So this one says, top 20 cryptocurrencies you should invest in 2020, the complete guide. Well, that sounds like advice to me. Among other commodities, cryptocurrency will continue to be the buzz for investment this year. And why not? If we pick the returns graph for the last 10 years, cryptocurrencies have been among the highest yielding investment products. Well, yeah, I mean, it's a massive bubble. So if you're planning to invest in cryptocurrencies this year, some obvious questions may be bothering you, like which new cryptocurrencies should I invest in? Will Bitcoin still be profitable in 2020? Should I increase my stake in Ether? I mean, look, they don't even understand that proof of stake is proof of centralization. You cannot have a currency, any form of currency, that is staked. Proof of work is the only one that's truly decentralized. If you're wondering the same things, you're at the right place. In this article, we will talk about the top digital currencies that are worth looking into for investment this year and beyond. Why invest in cryptocurrencies and not just put all your money in stocks? On the other hand, if you're wondering why you shouldn't just put all of your money in stocks or mutual funds rather than investing in cryptos, I have one answer for you: high returns. It doesn't, no mention of risk there whatsoever. For most of us, the primary reason to invest in something is high returns. We all want to invest in commodities that can give us huge returns, preferably in 2 digits. But at the same time, we do not want to take high risk. So I say invest in cryptocurrencies that have a similar risk factor as any other market-linked commodity, such as stocks or equities, but they can give much better returns than anything you'll ever get with traditional markets. I mean, whoever wrote this has got no clue about potentially what is coming down the line. Like, no clue. This is what I'm saying. You need to do your research. Diversification is not diversifying your risk. The only thing you can do to reduce your risk is fundamental research and understanding on the topic of money. That's all you can do. For instance, the value of Bitcoin increased by more than 10 times, 1,000% return between May 2017, that was like $1,808, and December 2017, $19,140. Not any other commodity in history has managed to give us such huge returns. Now, I'm not saying that you can expect such big returns for every cryptocurrency or again and again, but most of the good coins still produce high returns returns higher than most other markets. So it's usually more beneficial to invest in cryptocurrencies than stocks or other assets. These cryptocurrencies do not produce anything. They're not a product. They don't offer dividends. They literally go up purely on people buying in. And when people realize that they're buying, just absolute pieces of utter crud, there are going to be a lot of people scratching their heads at the end and, looking to regulators to say, how could you have let this happen? What on earth has gone on? So, and of course, there are underlying technology, blockchain, that seems to have great potential and usability in digital payments, data storage, and various other industries. So again, whoever wrote this is completely differentiating Bitcoin from blockchain. You cannot have one without the other. Because Bitcoin economically sustains the blockchain. If it doesn't, the blockchain becomes a centralized project, just like the Ripple or these other pre-mined projects who are absolutely worthless. So now let's get back to our original topics. Here are the top 20 cryptocurrencies to invest in 2020. Oh dear, oh dear. 1. Corecoin BTC. Corecoin continues to remain the number one choice for both existing and new investors in cryptos in the crypto space. The previous few stints, 2017 to 2019, etc., have done much good for the value and popularity of the cryptocurrency. Many investors are even hopeful that Corecoin price may touch a new record high. Oh dear, they have no idea what's coming. No idea what's coming. Are there any others after that? Oh well, yeah. We don't really need to go over that anyway, to be honest with you. I did see this. I thought this is kind of interesting. So it just said deceived crypto investors launch their own scam to recoup losses. An eye for an eye, but you're just scamming other people. I mean, this is really not the way to be going. I was watching the China Hustle the other night, and it was heartbreaking just seeing the number of people and how much money they lost. And they just need to understand what BSV is. Literally, BSV is Bitcoin, and like we all know what Bitcoin is potentially capable of. The whole world just needs to know it, and that's why I'm sort of doing my show to educate people about it. But this one says deceived crypto investors launch their own scam to recoup losses. Investors in China launch a crypto scam after being deceived themselves and got busted by police. Is it really worth it? Chinese police have reportedly arrested a group of scammers who launched a faux crypto scheme to recoup their losses after being defrauded by a number of different crypto-related cons themselves. According to an article for the Public Information Network Security Supervision Bureau posted on a WeChat earlier today, an investor named Yang created a fake investment scheme after losing around 100,000 yuan, which is $14,000, to a crypto MLM multi-level marketing project. After teaming up with two other investors who had similarly been deceived by crypto scammers, Yang launched a fake mobile app and a token called Bayin Chain. Oh dear, oh dear. Their operation reportedly amassed more than 20 members in Lan Yuan Gang and Yuchen, Huanan, and other regions. After deceived investors from Lan Yuan Gang reported a Bayin Chain to local police, the authorities traced down and raided the company's office. They arrested Yang and his companions, who had reportedly made over 300,000 yuan, almost 43,000 in profits by that time. Crime does not pay in crypto. It really doesn't pay in crypto. I mean, I don't know what it's like in China, but from what I've heard, it's pretty brutal. I can see Cincinnati Jack in the house. Thanks for saying hey. Nice to see you again. Thanks for popping up. Scams intensified as a central bank digital currency rollout looms. As reported by Cointelegraph, Chinese crypto scams have intensified against the backdrop of the central bank digital currency plot tests being carried out in several local cities. Fraudsters are now impersonating the central bank digital currency test groups, promising high returns on initial investments, which generally start around 10,000 yuan, which is $1,143. Earlier this year, the People's Bank of China clarified that there is still no timetable on formal digital yuan launch. I mean, people just do not understand what has created this huge increase in Bitcoin. And again, it fascinated me. This is what got me in. When I looked at the returns, considering it was the network was started on 3rd of January 2009, to the percentage increase it had made, I didn't look at it and go, oh, I missed out. I was like, how? How on earth has it done this? From a business perspective, I want to know what this thing is. If it could not have been a scam, if it's been around for that long, what is it? What is it people are buying into? How on earth has it got that high? I suppose that's the start of the rabbit hole. But I mean, you get small-minded people that are just like, oh, well, it's gone up, let's get in. It's just like, well, how about actually trying to understand how it's done this? Where does it get its value from? You know, I think I'm one of the only people that is actually writing articles about the fundamentals of Bitcoin. And as anybody knows who follows me, Bitcoin gets its fundamental value from the neutral growth of the network, without it having any central point of authority, control, or influence. You know, I mean, how Craig figured this out, you know, without having any guide, as it were. I mean, I've only figured this out because obviously I'm just following the roadmap that Satoshi led. Well, I'm not necessarily the roadmap, but I'm following the breadcrumbs, you know, joining the dots. But yeah, the dots are already there for me. I'm just like, what's the next one? Whereas like he did this all off his own back. You know, I mean, it just absolutely amazes me that someone could have, you know, created this themselves. I mean, it just gives my faith back in humanity, is what it does. Just absolutely phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal. But talking about douchebaggery, there was this article here by, I said, Jatumim. And this said, Dark Secrets of the Grasberg DAA. And this was to do with Bitcoin ABC announcing Grasberg. It says a new difficulty adjustment algorithm for Bitcoin Cash. You know, blah, 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 blah. I mean, we know that these boys are absolutely and utterly lost. Like, absolutely and utterly. And this, he goes into some serious detail here. I mean, I'd like to tell him that he's completely wasted his time, because we know it's an utter shit show. It's a complete shit show. But I mean, fair play to for the commitment that he's shown, writing this. But I just want to go over a bit here. So it says, what happens now? There is no coming back for from this for Bitcoin ABC as an organization. This is the end of life for Bitcoin ABC. Unfortunately, their severed head of a snake can still bite. As Bitcoin ABC collapses, they will still be able to do some harm to Bitcoin Cash in their death throes. It will likely be a few weeks before Amaury Sachet realizes that he has lost, and in the meantime, he will continue to struggle for dominance. Oh, Bitcoin ABC has been playing a game of brinkmanship. They are using a fear of chain split to try to convince everyone to conform to their leadership and their solution as a shelling point. This fear of chain split increases their chance of winning without a chain split. In the game of chicken, the person who serves first loses. To counter this, we have two good points. We can remove their power to generate a meaningful chain split, and we can create a stronger shelling point. If we do this properly, then we can change the game. The person who plays chicken on a motorcycle against a freight truck loses no matter what. I mean, this guy seems like he's emotionally invested in B Crash. You know, again, he has no idea. But again, it was literally the meeting that Roger went on about, where the big blockers got together and they were like, oh, let's talk about what we want. Again, it was all just a massive pissing contest. People trying to get power, and Craig storming out. He's just like, look, you cannot change anything. Bitcoin only stays completely neutral this way. Any change in it whatsoever centralizes control of it, which cannot happen because it completely drops the fundamental value of this money to absolute zero. So they just have to maintain it. Yeah, there is no bargaining, from a neutral network. And that's what these people just don't get. They really don't get it. They really don't get it. Let's just see if that hash rate has changed. I mean, look at this. So the hash rate, like 1%. I mean, look, we've actually got more than double. We've B Crash has got 1%, and BSV has now got 2.3%. So to investors, that should point out that Bitcoin is becoming more valuable than B Crash. So it's literally just not going to take long. The clock is ticking. I love this game that we're in. I love this game. As it's almost like slow and steady wins the race, and it's kind of like you know what's coming, but you just have to reel yourself in, hold yourself back, But yeah, there we go. Just I wanted to just play this while we're here. This is good. A message from Jimmy Nugent with regard to CoinGeek in New York. This I'm very, very much looking forward to this. Here we go.
Hi, it's Jimmy Nguyen, founding president of Bitcoin Association.
Turn this
I'm
up.
here to tell you about our next CoinGeek conference, coming live from New York over 3 days, September 30th, October. Hi, it's Jimmy Nguyen, founding president of Bitcoin Association. I'm here to tell you about our next CoinGeek conference, coming live from New York over 3 days, September 30th, October 1st and 2nd, and streamed virtually around the world. Everyone can join us as we explore how Bitcoin SV connects one world with one chain. Only Bitcoin SV has the massive scaling power to be the one blockchain that connects the world. And for this conference, we'll be connecting 2 cities with live broadcast studios in both New York and London, and broadcasting them virtually to ensure that distance and travel are no obstacles to our speakers and audiences around the globe. The global situation has driven innovation in our conference formatting, but we also want to do our part to give a helping hand by directing any proceeds from the conference to charity. For just a $25 donation, you will get on-demand access to content from the conference, live networking opportunities, and so much more. Every dollar raised will be generously matched by the Calvin Air Foundation and donated to COVID relief charities around the world. So join us as we hear from top-name speakers and look at exciting new developments in blockchain. You'll discover how Bitcoin SV will transform industries, the consumer experience, and the future of technology by connecting one world with one chain. We look forward to seeing you September 30th, October 1st and 2nd at CoinGeek Live from New York and London.
Love that. Love that. Loving the music there. Right, so I know we're a little bit late on the show today. I won't have time to ding a dong, but we'll get back on it tomorrow. Thanks for joining me, guys. I can see there's 5 live watching now. Much appreciated. Share the show out. I'm going to put it on Streamanity. I think what I'm probably going to do is... let's just put this like lovely pause picture on there. I'm probably going to upload these directly to Streamanity. And then probably make it free after about a week, just so it can be shared out for newbies and stuff like that. So yeah, hope you enjoyed this show. See you guys later. Take it easy.